Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Speak English with Adam and Other Things. Today, we're going on an exciting adventure to explore three incredible processes: the water cycle, photosynthesis, and respiration in mammals. These processes are essential for life on Earth. So, grab your explorer hats, and let's dive in. First up, let's talk about the water cycle. The water cycle is nature's way of recycling water. It's a continuous process that moves water from one place to another. There are four main stages in the water cycle: evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and collection. Evaporation: imagine the sun shining on a lake or the ocean. The heat from the sun warms the water, causing it to turn into vapor or gas. This process is called evaporation. Example: have you ever watched a puddle disappear on a sunny day? That's evaporation in action. Condensation: as the water vapor rises into the sky, it cools down and changes back into tiny water droplets. This is called condensation. Those droplets come together to form clouds. Example: think about how your breath fogs up a mirror when you exhale. That's condensation. Precipitation: when the clouds get heavy and full of water droplets, it's time for precipitation. This is when water falls back to Earth as rain, snow, sleet, or hail. Example: have you ever seen a rainstorm? That's precipitation. Collection: finally, the water collects in rivers, lakes, and oceans. From there, the cycle starts all over again with evaporation. Example: after it rains, you might see puddles forming on the ground. That's where the water collects. But sometimes, things can go wrong in the water cycle. Let's look at a few complications. Drought: a drought happens when there isn't enough rain for a long time. This can dry up rivers and lakes, making it hard for plants and animals to survive. Example: think of a garden that doesn't get watered. The flowers might wilt and die without enough water. Flooding: on the other hand, too much rain can lead to flooding. This can wash away homes and make it difficult for plants and animals to live. Example: have you ever seen videos of rivers overflowing? That's a flood. Pollution: when people pollute water sources, it can affect the water cycle. Chemicals and trash can make water unsafe for drinking and harm wildlife. Example: if you see litter near a river, it can end up in the water, hurting fish and other animals. Now, let's shift gears and talk about photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process that plants use to make their own food. It's like having a kitchen right in their leaves. How it works: plants take in sunlight through their leaves, carbon dioxide from the air, and water from the soil. They mix these ingredients to create glucose, which is a type of sugar, and oxygen. Example: think of plants as little chefs cooking up their meals using sunlight. The equation, the process, can be summed up with this simple equation: sunlight plus carbon dioxide plus water, glucose plus oxygen. This means that plants use sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water to create food and release oxygen into the air. Just like the water cycle, photosynthesis can also face challenges. Here are a few. Lack of sunlight: if plants don't get enough sunlight, they can't produce food. This can happen on cloudy days or if they are growing in a shady area. Example: a plant in your house might not grow well if it's too far from a window. Poor soil quality: plants need nutrients from the soil to grow. If the soil is bad or depleted, plants can struggle to get the nutrients they need. Example: imagine trying to bake a cake without flour or sugar. Air pollution: pollution can harm plants by making the air unhealthy. If there's too much smoke or chemicals in the air, it can affect photosynthesis. Example: think about how car exhaust can make the air cloudy and hard to breathe. Just like the water cycle and photosynthesis, respiration can also face challenges. Here are a few. Respiratory diseases: some animals can get sick and have trouble breathing. This can affect how well they can take in oxygen. Example: just like humans can get colds, animals can also have respiratory problems. Air pollution: just as pollution can harm plants, it can also affect animals. Dirty air can make it hard for mammals to breathe and can lead to health problems. Example, think about how smoke from wildfires can make it hard for you to breathe outside. Lack of oxygen. In some situations, like deep underwater, animals might not get enough oxygen. This can make it hard for them to survive. Example, think about how fish need oxygen in the water to live. If the water is polluted, they can struggle. Wow! Today we learned about the amazing water cycle, how plants make food through photosynthesis, and how mammals breathe and get energy. Each of these processes is vital for life on Earth, and they all work together in a beautiful balance. Remember, it's essential to take care of our planet so that these processes can continue. We can help by reducing pollution, conserving water, and planting trees. Every little bit counts. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. If you enjoyed learning about the water cycle, photosynthesis, and respiration, share it with your friends. Keep exploring and asking questions about the world around you. Until next time, stay curious and keep learning.